Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Tia.
And I'm your host, Koya.
Welcome to the Wig Life Podcast.
For wig lovers and wearers navigating life.
Because it's not just wigs, it's life.
Let's get into the episode.
We are doing something fun. We're going to talk about spring wig tips and trends.
Yes. I like to do my little hair trends for the season.
Akoya's in with the trends.
I'm a trendy girl.
But with the spring coming up and, you know, the weather's changing, and I think a lot of times it's a good time to, sometimes people, like with their makeup or even their wigs, they wear them seasonally.
Yeah.
So, like, they might go a little darker for fall, maybe a little highlights or lighter for spring. So we just want to talk about some tips and ideas that we have, talk about the trends that the people say are the trends, and our thoughts on that. So why don't we start with the trends?
Okay, we're going to go into trends first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I am looking online. I go to all the different little magazines and popular things. And so, they are predicting for 2023 spring butterfly hair.
What's a butterfly hair?
I have no idea.
Touch it and see what happens.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me go on there. Butterfly hair.
I feel like that's
those like layers.
The layers that come. You know what? I actually
layers.
hate this. Screenshot that so I can add that in.
Okay.
So this is where the hair is in the center, and it comes out like if you're on YouTube and you're watching us, that they come out and out.
Yeah, you know, a lot of wigs have been released in that style. A ton of wigs have been released in that style. Really?
It's something about the shape for me. I always want to like
shift it.
If it's
maybe
in the center,
would you like it better than a side? Maybe you like it better as a side part. Oh, you like a center part.
I just don't like when it's like loopy. I don't know. There's something about that shape on me that I don't like.
I would. They also are predicting a octopus haircut, and so
that's that.
This like layered shag, like layered pieces past your shoulder.
There was a wig that I saw that came out by Zuri Sis. It's giving, so the octopus haircut is really giving me, for ladies, is that 70s.
Yes.
Where it's sort
like
of feathered here, but then it's straight at the bottom.
Yeah.
But the thing that I have seen that I don't like with the synthetic wigs is because they're giving sort of that like barrel curl here and straight at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's almost looking like they forgot to finish their
styles.
hair. Right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, with synthetic, it's here like a barrel curl and then straight at the bottom.
Yeah. It is kind of
I think if it was looser, it would be.
Yeah. This picture, and if you watch the video on YouTube, we'll have the picture in there so you can see.
It's not bad on the picture, but I don't see that in wigs.
It's giving more of a shag. Yeah, I don't see a lot of wigs that way, but it's also saying a mullet too.
So the mullet is a thing.
Yeah, I did a review on a mullet wig, and
didn't Outre do one in their wig pop line?
Yes, in their wig pop, and first of all, that thing sold out quick, and I was shocked because I was like, I'm a 70s baby, so I was a kid in the 80s, and I just thought
the mullet was not cool. Like,
thank you.
It was not cool then.
Yeah, it was
like it was a hairstyle, but it wasn't a hairstyle like the coolest.
You were trash with the mullet. You weren't it. When you had your mullet, we laughed. So
that's
the
what I'm
fact
saying.
that it's coming back and it's like a thing. So I was like, let me just try this mullet wig. You didn't do it. Like, it's coming back around. Just try it, Koya. Okay.
You didn't do it when.
Yeah, I didn't do it then. Just try and see. And I actually liked it.
It looked really cute.
I'll put the link in the
because you had the blonde one, right?
Yeah. I'll put the link in the description and then for you listening in the show notes. But yeah, it turned out cute, I thought. But it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. And it's definitely one of the moments where like when time goes on, we gonna know that was either the 80s or the early or the 20s when you was wearing a mullet, because people ain't just rocking mullets.
Not on a regular.
No, the woof cut.
So she was like, what's the woof cut?
Yeah, what is
so
that?
The woof cut, it was actually popular last year, but there is a wig from Tressalore called Spectacular Shag.
Okay.
I have a video on it, and I'll show you.
Yeah, we'll link it in everything, description.
The wolf cut was the shag of the, I think it was popular in the 50s and 60s.
I was going to say, this is giving me 60s vibes.
But it's the shag but with more like a curtain bang situation, not just like a shag in general, but it really does have a very defined curtain bang.
Yes, it does.
And it does have more of a at least a 2 shelf. And some people can do like a long woof cut where they have this curtain bang here, okay, and then the back is even longer.
You know, I think Wig Pop, I think Outre Wig Pop might have a unit that kind of looks like this too. Oh God, I'm so bad with the wig names. My name is so hard, guys. I can't remember nobody else's.
I can't.
I'm trying to remember what that wig was. But I wore it and I like put it up and it has it kind of will give you a wolf cut vibe. God, what's the name of that wig? If it comes back to me in the episode, I'll say
just a very defined,
yeah,
like shorter bang. And then you can do this graduated, but it does definitely like, it's giving you the whole tiered long short thing.
And then the pixie. Hey.
I was going to bring up the pixie in terms of when you were saying the mullet is for certain people.
Yeah.
I do a lot of pixie wig reviews and a lot of people say they love them on me, but that they're hard to wear. You do have to have the right face shape, I think.
I think so. I know that I have been trying to do more of them because I know I predicted that they would be trending this year. And so I've did my best to try to.
She predicted it. She
already predicted it. Yes. So I was trying to, review more of these shorter styles intentionally. If you listen to episode 3, when we're talking about wigs.
Confidence.
Insecurities and confidence. One of my insecurities is my big, plumpy cheeks, my chubby cheeks. And
which
so.
I think are cute. But.
Thank you. But I feel real chipmunk, okay? And so, in my own mind, I'd be like, I can't rock this short hair. I cannot rock this short hair. Oh, I'll be scared. But I was like, no, this is on trend. You got to try something. Get out. I live by getting out of your comfort zone. Nothing grows. Nothing's good going to keep you. You got to get out of that comfort zone. Can't stay there.
Well, I think with the pixie, too, like, I was already doing that because I had shaved my head. So, and even before I shaved my head a long time ago when my hair was, I used to have natural hair down to like my butt. Mm-hmm. And I remember my first husband and I moved into sort of like, it was a second floor apartment and it didn't have a shower because the bathroom was in the dormered part of the, you know what a dormer is, where it comes like down in. So it was in the dormered part of the second floor. So the bathtub was essentially next, like here's the bathtub, essentially next to a wall. So it couldn't have a stand-up shower. So I had to wash my hair in the tub with like a sprayer that connected to the faucet down here. And my hair was to my butt and it was curly. Listen, I washed my hair in that tub one time and I was like, there is absolutely
that sounds like a lot of stress.
No reason. I am not doing this constantly. It was like it was so, because I had so much hair. That was the time I took 17 inches off. Wow. Well, and when I went in, the first person that I sat down, she said, no, I won't cut your hair off. She's like, it's beautiful, it's healthy, I'm not doing it.
Oh, wow.
There's something I was like, I'll do it. Come on over. Come to my chair. He's like, I will cut it all up. So he did. He cut it, and then that was when I did the Halle Berry. You know how Halle Berry used to have
that
her
was
hair?
a thing in the 90s.
I did that.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, gosh. I had an Avery, and he was little. So I had my hair like that for a long time.
Cute.
So I was already doing that. And so then when I had alopecia, when I got alopecia, I cut my hair. So, and my hair's short now again. Like, I'm fine with that. But the other thing is, some of the women who are a little older that are buying wigs from me are with the pixies. And they're like, we want the Jamie Lee Curtis. So that's where that's coming from. Is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
She came out with the, what was it, Halloween 32.29, the last one. Supposedly. I didn't see it yet, but I'm a Halloween fan. Okay. And I'm a Jamie Lee. You know Jamie Lee is a huge proponent of...
Yeah, she's rocked short hair for a long time, too.
She is a huge supporter of women growing older naturally and have it be embraced as still beautiful and okay. So she didn't color her hair. She went gray. She didn't, like, it may not seem like this revolutionary thing, but in Hollywood it was a big thing.
Yeah, now that you say that, she is one of the older actresses that does look more natural. Like, you know.
So she doesn't do, like,
good for you, Jamie.
Cosmetic surgery. And her whole hair, she cut it short. She let it go gray. And so a lot of women who are older are like, we want to be, because Jamie Lee Curtis was the girl back in the day.
Yes.
And now she's like, listen, we have gray hair. It's okay. And she did that photo shoot. Was it with Vogue? Maybe not Vogue.
I do remember her doing a photo shoot now that you say that.
in style.
And it wasn't an airbrush, and she had her...
Yeah, she had just her, this is what my body looks like right now. I'm feeling great. I love myself.
Yeah.
So that came up, and that's where some of those pixies, I think, are being revived.
Yeah.
Was because she's really pushed that out there.
That 90s, too, are coming back and, like, really being
just
a thing.
90s.
Yeah, and short hair, like, especially in the African-American community in the 90s, all the hot girls, Toni Braxton, Nia Long, all the ladies were rocking that short hair. So, short hair.
Even Jennifer Lopez had the short pixie.
Yeah.
She did the little finger wave stitch.
And bangsies.
Her little...
Yes, get it, girl.
I'm doing the living color.
Yeah, she had her little short pixie. Yeah, pixie was it.
You can do what you... I wanted to be... Okay,
I wanted to be a fly girl, too. I'm going to let you know that. I was like, I live in California. Ain't nothing for me to just go down there and audition one time.
You know who their choreographer was, right?
Yeah. Rosie Perez. Yeah. Yes. Get it one time, Rosie. So the other thing that they are saying is going to be popular this spring is the wispy bangs.
So this wig...
I'm not a bang girl.
I don't like
I just felt like I wanted to say that. But, I don't think they're bad. They're not my thing. But, yeah.
My people know I don't like bangs, so I say it every single time. They're like, would you quit saying you hate bangs? But there's this wig from Renee of Paris called Lacy.
Okay.
And it has kind of shorter, wispy, I guess more natural density bangs on it. And people were like scooping that one up.
I could see
and
that.
I was thinking, are they going to think the bangs are not like filled in enough? But they were like, oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And it looks just like this picture. Real... just wispy. Yeah, see how it's wispy right in there?
Mm-hmm. A lot of bang units have come out, too. I've noticing more bang units coming out. So
you know what else I'm noticing is bangs with lace front.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Because then you can kind of move them. That's my thing with a lot of like banged wigs are usually full cap wigs. And you can manipulate them, but in general, you can't like move them around. So like... there's a wig called Trend from Tressalore. That curly one, it's like short and curly.
Okay.
It has bangs, but it's a monofilament. So you can really move it around.
Uh-huh. And two, let me go back to jump back just to the pixie cuts for a minute. Outre came out with 13x4 parting space for pixie wigs, which is like usually
Did you
pixie
try
and
that?
shortcuts. I did not.
You had mentioned that
but
before.
I wanted to. I wanted to, and I didn't get it. But I like that because you can style it more. Like, you can make the bangs, like, swoop or pull it back and push it up. Like, you can do a little bit more where usually with a short wig, you kind of are stuck with wearing it how it's styled. Whereas with a long wig, you can kind of, do ponytails. But usually short wigs...
Well, I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued.
But shorter wigs, usually how it's styled... if you're going with like a synthetic one, how it's styled is how it is. So they did that 13x5 because you can part on the right, part on the left,
outre?
do that. Yeah, outre, yeah. Roxy.
I call it outre, but
yeah,
it's outre, but I'm mispronouncing it.
Outre, tomato.
This is the Trend.
Yes.
So this has monofilament bangs. So you can move all of that around.
Cute.
That's all it like monofilament like 13x6. So you can move all of that. And then the
I like that. Kind of like shaggy, messy kind of look. That's cute.
And then the Spectacular Shag by Tressalore is like the woof cut.
Okay. Look, the next one is a short shag. That kind of looks a little bit.
That's giving me woofy cut too. See, this is the Spectacular Shag.
Oh, yeah. That is giving me 90s.
There's a lot of 90s happening.
I'm trying to tell you, the 90s are bad.
Were the best. Listen.
That's when Equate was 2.0. That's when I was Equate 2.0, and I felt good. I was living my best 90s life.
Listen, 80s and 90s, I was living
my best
I must have lived in La Vida Loca. I don't even know what that really means. I don't think I was living La Vida Loca. I was just living, like, the 80s and 90s were, okay, we're going to get off topic.
Yeah.
If you want us to do an episode on why the 80s and 90s were so awesome, then we can. But, enough. All right, so what's the next trend?
The next trend was the short shag.
Okay.
Yeah, shag is a shag. Curtain bang short bob.
I can see that. So the curtain bang was really popular last year. Now we're saying let's couple that with a shorter look.
And I feel like bobs are always in. I know like sometimes they're like more to the forefront, but I feel like you can never go wrong with the bob.
Yeah, but I'm feeling the curtain bang short bob.
I think that's cute.
It's kind of reminding me, though, of Tressalore. This was a new style that they just came out with called...
And if you want to try some of these more trendier styles, and if you want to try synthetic wig, Outre's Wig Pop line is really good with these trendier styles at a lower price point. Because I know for me, trends come and go. So you don't want to spend a lot of money, in my opinion. I don't think you should spend a lot of money on a trend unless you really, really love it.
But we're talking about shags and bobs and pixies. Like this year isn't one of those strong trends where it's kind of like the mullet one.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say that. But you don't want to spend I wouldn't spend $100 on a mullet wig. Unless you just really that girl or that guy and you feel like, no, I do mullets is what I do.
I think Sheer Joy, that's who it is. Okay, so this is Tressalore Sheer Joy.
Yeah.
But this is monofilament, so you can do it. And I think I have a picture of myself where I did the curtain bangs. It was like that.
Okay.
I think what you're going to find, though, with the name brand wigs, so I retail that, so I have those.
Yeah.
I like both. But what you're going to find with the name brand wigs is if they're doing a trend, it is a trend that is a longer lasting trend. So, for instance, the Spectacular Shag. Well, they have 4 or 5 different shags because, you know, a lot of times, and this is something we can talk about in other episodes, but I have found that people in the name brand wig space tend to have a style and stick with it because, again, they're wearing it for a medical reason.
Sure.
And you know how a lot of people don't change up their hair.
Right.
So you have to think about when you're seeing stuff in higher end styles, they don't add styles very often.
Okay.
So they don't add styles very often.
See.
So their trendy styles, they're thinking this has to last us for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Outre, Bobby Boss. Listen, they will cancel out a style like that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, see, now when you're doing wigs for fashion, protective styling, which is more of how I approach wigs, it is very much more trendy, more banging it out, more coming out with, you know, whatever is hot at the moment or whatever the trend is, with the color, plays on color, the skunk, stripes and all those kind of things.
You don't find too much of that in the name brand world.
See, when if you're wearing more of the Outre's, the Bobby Bosses,
Model,
Sensational, Zuri Sis, then you do get a little bit more of the trendier wigs. And wigs have gone up just in general. I feel like the prices of wigs have gone up. Yeah, because last time I was looking at a Bobby
Boss, she was in the $60-$70 range, and I was like,
I'm feeling like your average wig is about $35 to $40 now.
You're making me feel like Harlem 125 because I love Harlem 125, but I've always felt like, now they were primarily human hair, and then they have a synthetic line that I absolutely love, but I always felt they've always hovered in that 50 to 70 range.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, Harlem, what is up?
Yeah, no,
but now I'm like, okay, wait a second, you're in the same range.
Especially if you get the human hair synthetic blend, you're gonna pay, they're gonna start at 60.
Well, right. So you know, some of the wigs that I deal with now, if you're getting into the mono features, those are all hand tied caps.
Okay.
But we have we have a shag. Oh, what is that shag's name from? Tressalore. There's a shag. It's not Spectacular Shag. I can't think of the name, but I will put it we'll put in the show notes, all that kind of stuff. But we have a shag that's a full cap wig, and I mean that's $100.
Okay.
I mean that's not a huge leap, but I think with trends, if you are looking at what you can find from the affordable side versus the name brand side, I think it's interesting if you were to compare. If you want to see if something is going to be a short-term or a long-term trend, if you're starting to see those styles come out from name brand wigs, then their whole goal is, yes, we want to be on trend, but this needs to last our catalog
for a while.
Like Tressalore's Ashland, that style's been around for I think 10 years, and it is still one of their highest selling. They're just favorites that haven't gone away. Yeah. Right. So when they're thinking about it, they're thinking the longevity. So if you want to be like, I want to dip into a trend, I don't want to, even if you're going to buy a name brand or not buy a name brand, looking at what they're doing, that's probably more of a predictor of something that's going to last a little bit past maybe just 2023.
Yeah. And then, of course,
like the little black dress, you know?
Right. And, of course, if you're getting, it in a human hair style, too, it'll last you longer depending on how you take care of it now. But it should last you maybe a little bit longer, too. But
see, I just don't really care. Like, if I love something, I'm going to get it.
I know you're the synthetic girly girl.
Oh, yeah. I only do synthetic.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my point is in terms of, like, trends. Like, yes, I love things that are trendy.
Yeah.
But if I love something and someone's like, oh, that's out. And
oh, no, I don't care about
I've never been like, oh,
yeah,
can't do that.
No. Even this wig that I'm wearing came out last year, and it's kind of a play on that whole skunk stripe. You know, it's a 1B, so it's a black wig, and then it has, like, this blonde stripe going through it for those of you who are listening. And this came out last year. But I'm still rocking it because I like it. You know, that's one of the things to me that I like about wigs is you can try fun stuff and try trends and try different things that you probably wouldn't do with your hair. And guess what? You don't like it, you take it off.
Mm-hmm. That's whether you're wearing it for protective style, fashion, fun, if it's a medical reason. Yeah. I think that's like total side note, but I think that's one of those things. If there is a style, like even if you have bio hair and there's a style that you really want to try or a color or like even if you are going to do this sort of skunk stripe thing, like that can really mess your hair up if you don't do it right or if you decide you don't like it.
Right.
Try a wig first.
Exactly.
And see, it's a great way to just try something on without damaging your hair.
Yeah, so if it's a new season, try something new. Try spring.
So are those the only trends they're talking about?
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like the overarching thing is shorter lengths seem to be really
mid-length or shorter.
Yeah, mid-length or shorter. Full
I feel
curls.
like last year was like the longer.
Yeah, and shags, curly shags. Any kind of shags, bobs, textured bobs, straight bobs, and bangs.
See, curly shags is something I like.
Let me tell you, human hair for what? Dale? That made my top 10 synthetic wigs of 2022.
Was it a curly shag?
Yes, ma'am. And I got it in the brightest red that I could because that's just kind of girl I am. But if you want to tone yours down, she has it in a natural color. But I'm telling you right now, Dale, looky here. I had a few people like, what you doing with that wig after this review? I'm like, I'm keeping it.
Well, and a curly shag is someone who had natural curly hair.
Yeah.
If you're getting it in synthetic, and that's another thing to go with wigs, right? Because I remember there were so many times I decided I was cutting bangs in my curly hair. And I have a friend who's a hairdresser, and I'd be like, hey, can you come over and cut my hair? Like, I want to do this or that, or I want to cut bangs. She'd be like, yeah, I can't get there till Sunday.
Yeah. She
said every single time I would text her, like, Saturday night and be like, so I already cut them, and I need you to fix it. Because I would be like, no, I can cut back. Like, when you're doing shags and layers and curls, it does have to be a little more precise.
I was just going to say, you got to be a little bit more precise.
Especially if it's like human hair or like your own bio hair. Oh my God. Do you know how many times I cut bangs and I'm just like, what am I going to do with this now?
Like, be hitting the wrong dip.
I don't know. What did I do? And she's like, why do you do every time? I'm like going to come over and you like can't wait like 8 hours. Because I'm like, I'm at home at Saturday night, and I'm like, oh, I can cut my own curly shag.
I can't. So what would be some tips that you would say with also the season changing as far as like weather or care or stuff? Yeah. What are some tips you could give about caring for your units during this time?
Well, I would say for spring and care, even if you're not going to change up, I know a lot of people like to change up. They like to wear their pastels. I'm wearing pastel, and it's like wintertime. I don't care. But I know people do their makeup and hair and everything. So I would say, I don't know about for care, but just tips in general.
Yeah.
I would say this is a good time to go through your units, okay? Because just in general, just like spring cleaning, all those things.
Oh, yeah.
Go through your units. Is there anything that you haven't been wearing? Is there something, look at the weight of them. Maybe pull out the ones that are a little lower density. Also, I would say embrace accessories for the spring.
Yeah.
So if you've been wearing wigs and you're kind of, you're getting out of that, like I live in a place that has seasons, so it's really apparent that things are changing and maybe it's been kind of dull. Instead of getting a bunch of new wigs, if you want to get a bunch of new wigs, like get them. But for spring, I would say start experimenting with maybe some accessories, some colors, maybe try out some updos because it's going to be getting warmer, but not too warm yet. So I think that would be, my tips for spring.
Headbands are trending too.
Get some headbands. You can wear them with your half wigs, your full wigs, your curly shags with a headband. Would be super cute.
And the headbands are like getting really like accessorized with the blings or the embellishments and stuff. So yeah, headbands, that would be fun. And then too, I was going to say, if you're someone who is wearing wigs like me, doing protective styling, just like you do, like you said, spring clean that hair up. Make sure you're getting your ends trimmed, not edges, Lord. Your ends trimmed. Make sure you're trimming your ends. Make sure you're doing your deep conditionings and just taking care of your hair as well. Make sure you're wearing your, hair grips and things to protect that hairline. If you're braiding your hair down underneath your wig, changing up your braid pattern so that you don't end up getting like traction alopecia or something like that. So just taking the time, to also, because I know I'm lazy with my hair, but springtime is when I'm like, okay, get in here, detox the scalp, really do a good clean on your own hair. So I know some of our listeners don't have that, but if you are one of our listeners who do the protective styling, this is a good time too to get in there and make sure you just give your hair a little extra TLC underneath that wig.
Give a little check-in if you haven't washed your units in a while. The other thing is if you haven't washed your wig grips in a while, those are things that people, your wig caps, your wig grips, put them all. I have videos on what I use to wash. Yeah. Put them all in the same little bucket. I use the Milano wig grip cap. Yeah. And so that's going to get a little bit more sweaty. Not sweaty, but because it's a full cap and not just a wig grip. And
sometimes mine gets makeup in it too.
Maybe that's the time you throw away your nylon wig caps and get new ones.
Yeah.
Which you can get from silkysacks.com. But yeah, just like think about refreshing, germs, things like that. So it's been winter time. I have a spray that I get from Beauty Mark. You can get it on Amazon and stuff, but it's from Beauty Mark, and it's actually a wig purifying spray. It's meant for like the cap.
Oh yeah.
So when I donate wigs, I wash them and then I spray them with that purifying spray when I'm going to donate them to the cancer center or something. Yeah. Maybe that's the time you pull those sprays out to just just like the same reason you do it in your house. You spring cleaning. If you're cleaning your closet out, if you're cleaning your car out, if you're going to clean out your, your shed, don't forget to clean out your wig collection. Yeah. Maybe clean your wig tools.
I was going to say that, your hair and styling tools.
Because I think sometimes if you're not using them on human hair, we don't think that it can still collect germs.
Oh, it does. And I know I still put product in my synthetic wigs. So
I don't think we think to clean our tools as much as if we were putting it on our actual head or scalp. But you're still putting it near your skin. It's still, that's the time to just put them all in a little bucket, clean them all up.
Yep. So we'll have all the links to everything that we mentioned down there.
I'd like to know if you're watching on YouTube and you can comment, what are some of the things that you like to do in the spring? Like what changes do you make with your wigs? Or any of the things that we're talking about in terms of like cleaning or any repairs or anything, or these things that you don't usually think of, and maybe that's something you can put on your calendar for the spring.
Yeah, and if you're listening and you haven't already, please rate us and give us a review wherever you are listening, because that helps the podcast get found, and we want to help everybody on their wig journey. So please, if you have not already, go ahead and do that after you're done listening to the episode, and then you want to make sure that you tune into the next episode.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us and spending a little time, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye. If you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to help support the Wig Life Podcast, please subscribe and leave a rating or review wherever you like to listen.
To stay up to date with the Wig Life Podcast, visit our website and follow us on socials everywhere at Wig Life Podcast. See you.